Alright, this is Calibos and we're playing Enigmatica 2. So, you'll notice that I have these now drawers here and they have some ores in them. And there's a chest here and another chest here with snow on it. So, what I did was, we'll go here. So this is our ore production here. We have 3 of these environmental tech things producing ore. This is actually producing not ore, it's producing like rocks and dirt and stuff. So not super useful. Wow, those aqua crystals have gone nuts. And yeah, nuts. Crazy. So anyway, over here, you'll remember from Industrial Foregoing, we made these, we made 4 of these laser bases and 1 of these laser drills. So because that's what the quest asked for. I went ahead and I made 3 more laser drills and set this up. I have it with 2 blue lenses. Each lens gives a bonus chance for ores that have that color. So for this one, I was specifically aiming for the rock crystal ore, which is blue, I think. Rock crystal. Nope. The white one is the rock crystal ore. And the blue one is for star metal? Star metal. So star metal, we can either go to Neptune or Stella or Uranus. No jokes, please. Or we could just get them from the laser. And, you know, with 2 things, it has a weight of 11 and stuff. So you'll notice that I also have a brown lens in here. So I thought about it and I'm not sure, but I suspect that I am going to need some iron for astral sorcery. I remember seeing somebody use it, but I don't remember what they were using it for. Oh, that must be where I'm getting ink. Cool. So all of this goes into gray. And then when we go to astral, it all goes in here. This pulls it out with the filter, and the filter is on this side, and it doesn't pull out any of those 3. And then this pulls out only these 3, and that's that. So the other thing that I've set up is this. I have no idea how much of this stuff I'm going to be using, but I figure I'm probably going to be using some. I don't know. So it's all going into this gargantuan drum, so it will basically never be full. I've tried to figure out how to automate putting the gems in, but I cannot. So maybe I'll figure that out in a future episode. We'll see. I'll show you how I have it set up. So as far as I can tell, these light wells, they only input or output from the bottom. So I have it drawing from the bottom and going into this gargantuan drum. And then from the gargantuan drum, which is kind of my overflow, it's going into the undertank. So we can actually move this anywhere we want and do fancy things with it. So one of the things that is doing for us is that allows us to go ahead and do silly things like this. Oh, sorry. There we go. So we can do liquid starlight here. And this is already 400, and I just want to see what happens when you do that. So that will take a little bit of time. But, yeah. So that we have done that thing. So I should not now have to go looking for these ores. So I left this going for about 8 hours. and that's what I produced in 8 hours. And depending on how much use we get out of how much we use as we progress, I may set up additional miners to pull more ores out of nowhere, just to keep up with our demand, because I don't want to have to go looking for it. But we have all of the liquid starlight that we could possibly want at this point in our lives. So, looking at the astral tome, we're still in exploration. So we can make crystal tools. We've got the grindstone. So I'm not sure exactly how useful these are going to be, unless we have something that specifically calls for them. I'm not really worried about it, because our draconic tool should suffice, probably. So we can make infused wood. So blah blah blah. So we should actually be able to so this was at 64 before. So I don't know if that's doing anything, but whatever. So if we take some wood, we have a little bit of that. I don't know if it's planks. Alright, so let's try to throw down for one of those and just... Okay, so it just like randomly converts. Nice. So let's... What do I have? Toughness, night vision, haste, regeneration. So let's convert a couple of these. And throw that in there. Oh, the solar cell just shut off. I'd forgotten that was a thing. So, now that we have the infused wood, we have a couple of different recipes we can make. We can make enriched infused wood as well. So that's that. So we have the phasic resonator, and now we need the spectral relay. You can craft something to directly collect the starlight for yourself. So a small structure dedicated to collecting starlight for the nearby altar should solve that problem. A clear view of the sky is certainly a necessity, with better results achieved at night. When the relay has been placed high up but close to an altar, it will collect and focus starlight once a glass lens is placed inside it. Starlight is then redirected as small sparks to the nearest altar. If you put them too close to each other, it will result in cannibalization of gathered starlight and will create much more disappointing results. So I read that it blows up, but I could be wrong. I just honestly expect everything to blow up. So we have a cave illuminator. We have 4 of them actually. We got them from loot bags. So that comes from illumination powder. Okay, so these are kind of like torches that aren't torches, that they can't be broken. So that's pretty cool. Like how it requires not much. Okay, so that's totally a thing. Come on. There we go. So the nocturnal powder is basically the same way, except it makes darkness. And it doesn't just make darkness. If you throw it down, like hordes of mobs come out of it. It's really crazy. So if you're very excited about having a lot of mobs really quickly, this will do that. Now, it does wear off, unlike the illumination powder. So the cave illuminator is really cool. I haven't used it myself, but I've seen it. And so what it does is you place it down, and while it has access to moonlight, it basically begins illuminating all of the caves underneath it within a few chunks. And if more caves are opened up, it just keeps lighting them up. So it's not, you know, if you're worried about, if you're trying to make a spawner or something, and you don't want to have to fill up all of the caves nearby, this will do that. Let's chuck this in here and use it up. So yep, it's pretty cool. I like the idea of it. I haven't used it yet because I don't necessarily need it, but pretty cool. Sextant. Due to the exacting nature of the structures required to manipulate the starlight energy flow, sometimes it can be maddening to constantly double-check the architecture of a structure when things aren't going right. By modifying a navigational sextant to be sympathetic to magical starlight energies, you end up with a tool that helps navigate the placement of structure blocks, even going as far as to indicate when materials have been misplaced. Weird. So let's go ahead and we'll start making things. We'll start with the illumination powder. We don't really need it, but why not, right? So glowstone, we'll grab some of that. Grab this. So the cool thing is, our location is good enough that we can actually do a bunch of our crafting during the day, even when we shouldn't actually be able to. So I'm okay with that. Then we take our whacking stick. All right, so let's chuck some of this in here. gonna not make all of this, I think. So, but we have some, so let's go ahead and make the nocturnal powder now. I want to show you guys this. This is cool. So we're gonna need some black dye, coal, and lapis. Coal. Let's get rid of that. We need some lapis. So it's, oh, I put it all away. So astral illumination powder. So I think it's like this, and like that, and like that, and that should give us this. We hit it with the whacking stick. Alright, so let me show you this awesome thing. We're not going to do it up here because I don't want to like make a mess. So let's do it here. This is not a very good oh, that's a hedgehog. I'm like, what is that? It's adorable though. Adorable. So let's do it under here so that we can see how they last. See how many there are. There you go. So that's not a lot, but it's more than there were there a second ago. Let's chuck all of that in there. So, yeah, pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and set up our cave illuminator. We want a spot that's not covered, so we'll set it up here. I think that we decided that the starlight here was actually pretty good. So it is theoretically working. So let's go down. I'm going to change game mode really quick because this is how I saw it, and I want to do this. So we're going to go down. So if you'll look, everything is starting to light up. So we have all of these caves which are now being lit. So all of these little yellow things, okay, I'm going to pretend we don't see that. All of these little yellow things, what is that? Red orchid, oh sweet. So that I think is pretty cool and worth the price of admission. And it just keeps making them. So if you dig new passages, you know, anything where it's dark, it lights it up. So I've just turned on F7. Let's see if it shows up. Yeah, so F7 shows up. And you can see that it is... Yeah, see it's starting to light up over here too. So I don't know exactly what its range is. It doesn't say. But I'm still very impressed with this nonetheless. This makes life a bunch safer. So it's there. So 1 chunk, 2 chunks, 3 chunks, 4 chunks, 5 chunks. What is that? 6 chunks in a direction, maybe? Let's see, because they're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 chunks in that direction. That's pretty cool. And it's effectively free. It's probably only, in most places, only going to be working at night. But hey, whatever, right? Okay, so back to this nonsense. Where am I? So we'll turn this off because we don't need that. And then we need to go to game mode. What's it called? Survival. So yeah, apparently at least 5 chunks in one direction. I have no idea whether it lights up stuff on the surface or if it's just in caves. It does not appear to be lighting this stuff up here, so it's probably just caves. But still pretty cool. So, astral sorcery. So we've done this now. Cave illuminator. I don't know if it wants us to make it or not. So discovery, exploration. So we're still doing this. All right, so let's look into making this sextant because it seems like that's going to help us. Now it suggests that we might want to hold one in each hand. So we need some glass panes and some aquamarine. Looks like we're going to need glass pane. 1, 2, 3, 4. So aquamarines, we'll just come over here to this table. Oh, right. I very awkwardly would just like to be able to pull it out of the table. Alright, so now we have that. Do I have enough? So we need what? Sextant. Sextant. So you can make an augmented sextant. So we need 2 of those, 4 gold ingots, and some sticks. So gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get some sticks. Alright, so sextant. And then we'll whack that. We'll get rid of this. We don't need that or that. And then do that. Now, according to what it said, you should be able to... Oh, weird. So I see that. I don't know what it means, though. So if I hold down Shift, I can pull the mouse out. So there's a green one in that direction. There's a yellow or gold one in that direction. So let's head towards the green one and see. That was impressively loud. So I'm gonna head that way generally, and I guess I will catch up with you guys on the next episode and we'll see where it led us. Sure, you don't want to see the walking anyway, so seems like good timing. All right, so I'd like to thank everybody for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you don't. Simple as that. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. Have a great night.